That tree's trying to grow again. Life finds a way, you know. Life finds a way.
Welcome back down the frame. So today, I mean, if you haven't seen the last video, you should. We had the engine running, and that means that our next phase needs to be completed. We need to find a place to put the engine. And find, I mean complete, because we got the transom all bolted in. So now today we got to fill the holes that are going to be left by removing the screws. We need to mix more putty together and put it around the edges of the Cusa to give us a more tapered, not so 90-degree angle for the, tapered for the fiberglass. And that's gonna be our goal. Unfortunately, when we're doing that, we're probably gonna have to take a break to let some of that compound dry a little bit, cure a little bit, and then we're gonna have to do fiberglass. Let's go check it out. Okay, look at this. We got things. This is a familiar scene for many of the current followers. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. She's looking good, Jay.
Look at that transom.
Wow.
Such a handsome transom.
Wow, wow. What a handsome transom. Oh, yeah, that's hard. So what we did is use some silica and resin and made a much better surface for us to fiberglass onto. We weren't able to fully complete this one. We're gonna get the screws out of this, and we're gonna do this one with this same technique where we have all that filler in there. And also this was a mess. We had like just resin everywhere. So we kind of messed up. When we put the resin onto this painted part, it started to just dissolve and the fiberglass peeled back. So now we have this kind of lip we have to take care of. But that's okay, because that's actually not part of the structural part of this transom. So, and it looks like we have some gap behind here too, which we'll put filler. But yeah, she's on there.
Dude, you're like shaking the whole boat when you're doing that.
I know. Yeah.
We haven't had structure in this thing in so long.
I know.
It like creaks and shit every time we get in and out.
I measured the length of the engine. No, the width was 22 inches. That's okay, because we're gonna...
Well, I think we were talking about not measuring the length because we don't know where it's going to start.
Right, we're going to do the stringers before we do anything. But we do need to make sure, I believe that this to this is probably more than 22 inches. So I think width-wise, the engine should fit. The other thing is we have to cut a hole through this.
Yeah, outdrive. So
the outdrive part of it is a 270. That's where on the engine it says AQ130C/270. Mm-hmm. So both of the outdrives are 270s, which means that the transom and everything should be identical. Okay. There's a lot of resin in this corner. It's like glass. Oh my gosh.
It'll reflow, right?
It looks like that. Doesn't that look like the egg in Jurassic Park that they found?
The ember?
The ember, yeah. The mosquito.
Alright guys, got our Milwaukee. We're going to try to back these guys out. Not going to lie, not looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure they're all going to strip, but we'll try. One down! We can see through the transom. Let's see if I can line this up. You can see like daylight through this thing. Look at that. Stop blowing holes in my ship. Going digging, folks. Going digging.
Here, actually, let me get in there and try.
No! I want to try!
Yeah, I feel like the back is definitely a lot stiffer.
Dude, when you stand up, there's some heat in this bit.
Is it spinning? Can you look off the back and see if it's spinning?
Oh, it's spinning. We need something to stick on the back, like a piece of wood.
What about the knife? Use the metal part of the knife and just push on it. Ow, that's hot. Alright. Shall those roll out?
Yarp.
So we're gonna mix up some epoxy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the 1 to 1, right?
I think it's 5 to 1. You gotta go all the way down.
I've done it before.
Oh my god, dude.
Only if we breathe it in a lot.
Only if we're using it in a closed environment. I got this.
There you go.
Big brain hours. Should call Nickelodeon, dude. Got some slime for me. Oh, dude, imagine this like in those slime guns, like someone made a mistake and put it.
Oh my god, dude. Death. I would choose death. Last weekend we had a rough weekend. Sometimes you just have like a whole string of events that basically defeat your day. and it was Father's Day, so we had limited time anyway, but it's okay. Yesterday, I came back and finished pretty much what we were gonna do last Sunday, so that we're set up today to move on. We have a couple of options of what we can do today. We can either fiberglass in the left and right pieces of the transom, or we can start working on the stringers.
Or both.
Or both, or all of it. If we wanna do the stringers, a little bit of mathematics need to go into that. So we gotta do some measuring and some planning, some cutting, and I think I have an idea of how to make sure that the stringers are square and plumb, I guess, too. So, because actually I don't even think the stringers were technically square. I think they followed the line of the boat, so they come into a point. But they do need to be plumb. They can't be like one like this and one like that. So we need to make sure they're both plumb, which I think we're gonna use engineered 2x4s to do, but we need to get that. Let's go take a look at my work that I did yesterday. It's good and solid up here. Oops, missed a little bit of a gap back there. Nice and solid around these pieces. We really should hit this just real quick with a sander to take some of the edges down, but down here seems all solid. Now, ideally, we wouldn't have had to fill this, but the transom wasn't 100% cut perfectly to what it was supposed to be. That's okay, though. It's really solid. Like, the back of the boat feels nice and stiff. This side's also complete, top, bottom, and sides. So we can fiberglass that in. Whoops. We can fiberglass that in. So we just did the real test. I'm sitting on the back of the boat, the transom part, and it didn't creak once. Like, this transom's pretty solid. It definitely would have crumbled under my donut-filled weight, but today it's not, because transom. Because Coosa board, because all that.
Never know when you need some resin, you know?
Torture today, bud.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to pretty soon.
Want to talk through some of the troubles?
Well, it's really hard to get this fiberglass to lay flat. I almost am like, maybe we should use chop strand instead of this stuff, because I think it'll lay, like the chop strand mat, I think it'll lay a little bit easier. But yeah, it's just really hard to get it flat to make these curves work. And it's hot. It's real hot. The lights make it hot. The resin's hot. See, I can't get the air out of it. I don't really know what to do, because even a thin roller doesn't really work. And I think it might be partially because, you know, it's not like 100% smooth behind this. It's difficult, but we're gonna make it work.
Alright guys, so what we ended up doing is ripping that fiberglass patch off because it wasn't adhering very well on the contoured edge there. And we're just packing her full of filler, some thick resin and silica mix to try to make those edges a little bit easier for the fiberglass to lay flat on.
It's not ideal.
Yeah, not what would be described as the correct way to do it.
Do not do this. It's gonna have a thick butt, though. Things gonna be heavy in the rear.
Like before we even take off, we're gonna be like in plane.
But that's okay, because this isn't structural. This is literally just so we can contour the fiberglass. And we will have to come back and sand this.
Yeah. We also need more chemicals.
Okay, so what we've decided to do, because of the disaster that's unfolding in there, is do some of the smaller stringers that are about 1 inch tall, and they go the length of the boat, which we only have 8-foot sections of Coosa, so we're gonna cut 8-foot sections of that. And we're gonna try to get one of those in today. We're running out of resources because we're literally just cooking pot after pot of super thick silica and polyester resin. It's not best practice. It's super inefficient, and wish we had approached it differently. Maybe cut an angle on the Coosa, use the router to, like, I don't know, honestly. Like, it's just tough to make those turns with 1708 fiberglass, and you shouldn't use this much thickened resin because it's like fragile. But I think with the fiberglass over top of it, it'll hopefully tie everything together and it won't crack, but you never know. So either use more Kusa or bevel things and really learn how to origami fiberglass, because it gets to be a mess and very costly if you're using this much resin. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna cut 1 inch or 7/8 strips of Kusa, 2 of them, and then that's gonna go from the back of the boat forward, come together, and we'll fiberglass that in. It's pretty strong.
What we're going to be doing is laying that piece that we just cut in that groove that Zach's cleaning right now. And we're going to use epoxy, hot mix epoxy, to kind of tack it in place. And then we'll see how she looks once it's tacked in.
So I noticed that these little cracks are forming in this polyester resin that we mixed over here too. And right here, this dark stuff, that will burn you. It is so hot. It is so hot. Oh, I should get my thermal camera from the car. Right here. Ran into more issues contouring the fiberglass on the transom. We used pretty much all of the resin and epoxy, so more logistics things that we have to sort out. But yeah, don't use that much resin, mixed resin. It gets hot. It's a chemistry experiment, so it's really hot, and it's about like 85, 90 out today. So
well, in the tent it's probably
in the tent, yeah, in the tent it's even hotter because you got the hot lights and it's just an oven in there. But yeah, I mean, we're making progress.
Got the stringer in.
We got the stringer. It's gonna tack in, and then I'll come back probably again on my own, because I feel like that little extra day helped us move forward, and I'll fiberglass that one in so that the next day we can tack the next one in, fiberglass that in. It's tedious right now, especially because the boat's so small and the tent's so small. Like, we're doing a lot of shuffling, and it's our first time doing it, but it's stressful. But it's gonna be rewarding. Like, just sitting on the back of the transom and having that thing be super firm, it's satisfying. So I think if we can get this thing to be structurally sound and in the water, all of this hard work's gonna be worth it. And thank you for everybody that's sticking around. I haven't shouted out like anything on the latest videos, but follow us on Instagram. That's where we post like little updates here and there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we do have a Patreon down in the frame if you guys feel like supporting the project, which in these times it's getting more and more important. So don't forget to check that out, link down in the description. And if you have any tips, like so far you guys have been super helpful with everything that you tell us, with the, you know, it helped with the engine, it helps with fiberglass. So guys, if you have the knowledge, because we don't have it all, leave a comment down below. And we'll see you guys next time on Down the Frame.